guys, it's Ash and P.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Hello.
I'm a little bit of a stickler. A stickler. A stickler. There's that word. Pickle.
You're a strict stickler.
Strict stickler.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, did I just step in his piss? That's what I'm thinking, right? Hey guys, it's Ash and P.
No. We're back.
Yeah. Yep. That one. Good thing you can slice. Good thing you can slice. Oh my gosh.
Music is by Dust Bowl Champion. To hear Dust Bowl Champion's newest hits, search Dust Bowl Champion on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your music. Hey guys, it's Ash and P.
Hey.
How's it going, P?
It's going. It's been another interesting day.
Yeah?
Yes.
Like, what kind of interesting? Good interesting? Bad interesting? What do you mean?
It's just been a very busy day, I guess. It's fine. It's just like, I woke up this morning. It's so cold. I don't know if it's cold right now where you are, but it is so cold here right now.
It is cold here. Yeah. It actually is.
So it's so cold, and I am actually a little bit, I'm a little sore from my workout yesterday. And I'm sorry, I just got this and now I have to do this right in the middle of ridiculousness.
You just got what?
And text message that I needed to respond to ASAP.
Oh.
It's cold. I'm sore from my workout yesterday. So yesterday I had a day. Yesterday was a day. I don't know.
I didn't talk to you yesterday.
I know.
Little text, but other than that, nothing. So I know nothing about even what happened yesterday.
I feel like I sound echoey right now.
Turn your volume down. See if that helps it on your mic, like on the actual.
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
You don't sound echoey to me, but I don't know. I know I was echoey a couple of episodes ago, and I don't know if you could hear that.
Okay, so I can still hear myself, but okay. So I don't know if it was the kids getting back to school and just trying to like cram in all of our new like lifestyle choices. And also we had people, we had friends staying with us over the weekend. And so I was trying to like wash sheets and blankets and do all that stuff and clean up. And I wanted to still put like the kids' Christmas stuff that they had out away, and like their bedding and stuff like that. And then I was trying to get the room ready for Jason because Jason is here this week for a few days.
You're rescuing me from, you are saving me from him. Just today, and only for like 5 minutes, he frustrated me. So it's like,
well, so it just seemed like it was one of those days where, I mean, everything was happening all at once. And I was like trying to figure out like, what am I making for dinner? I didn't really take any meat out and food. I'm slammed right now with work, and that has a lot to do with it too. I'm just slammed with work.
Is this yesterday or today?
This is yesterday.
Bring anything out? Okay.
Oh wait. Well, okay. So this is yesterday. So I am like, okay, what am I going to make? What am I going to do? I did pull out, I was smart enough on Sunday to pull out one of our tomato basil soups that was in the freezer and defrost it because I didn't know if I would, have it with dinner or if we would do it with the lunch or what we would end up doing. So I was at least that smart, but it just seemed like chaotic. And the day went on and it went really fast. And then I thought in my mind and my brain, like, let's shove one more thing in, P. And so I was trying to run to the store to get a few things for George's birthday party that's coming up. And so I was trying to do things, and it just like, I don't know. And Tony came home from work, and I mean, I Tony came home from work and I am like trying to prep dinner. The kids are kind of just going crazy. I have done all of their homework with them. And this is what I love. They want to do all of their homework on Monday when they get home for the entire week. So they come in and want to do all of this.
My kind of kid.
But Monday's like my busiest day. And I just need to figure it out because what happens is I get stuck in my office working and they're asking me 1,000 questions about their work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like my mind is going to explode. And so it just was so chaotic. And I'm like, I know Tony is home. Why hasn't he come in? Well, he didn't come in because he decided that since the guy who was supposed to come take down our lights has not been responsive, he's just going to go out there and take out the lights. So he was nowhere to be found because he was outside messing with Christmas lights, which for everyone who does not know my husband, he's afraid of heights. So
I feel like this podcast episode has to go a completely new direction.
he has a fear of heights and he's on a ladder trying to take down the lights. I am like, I don't know where my husband, I have like no idea where he is. I'm trying to like chop things first because now I've just decided, okay, you know what? Everyone's eating soup and salad. It's a soup and salad night and we have plenty of things for that. And then I'm like, you know, one of my goals for 2025 was because I have made chunky choices over the winter, I need to go and do a double workout.
If you guys are not watching the video, I just made a dirty face at her.
If you're not watching the video, thank goodness, because I did not put makeup on today and you guys are all lucky. Okay. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This freaking lady is gonna just drive me insane. It's work, of course.
Of course. Well, so you're having to do this probably because the girls interrupted you yesterday, so you couldn't address everything you needed
well,
today.
No, seriously. I mean, it's insane. And so what I was saying is, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And honestly, in the capacity where I was getting so frustrated. I was like, a workout would be good. Meanwhile, Jason's like on his way over, right? So I'm trying to keep my shit together without losing it as we're going to have a, guest. I mean, it's just Jason, but still, I'm just trying not to lose my mind. And so I'm starting to do things and Tony goes, oh, I know. No. Let me back it up a little bit. I had told the girls that I would take them on a walk so that they can ride their bikes because I have time for all of those things, right? So I get them on their bike and I'm going to take them out. And that's when I find Tony taking down the lights. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, the girls would like to ride their bikes and it is getting dark. So I am taking them to go ride their bikes. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just trying to do these lights. I'm not going to be able to get that second level. I just can't get up there. It's just blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. The lights were not what on my list of most important. Don't turn them on then right now. I'm not saying we're going to leave them on until, February. I'm just saying like, it's not the time.
Well, yesterday was National Take Down Christmas Day.
Oh, so he was trying to stay with the times.
Maybe. I don't know if he knew that, but I'm just thinking if that was only yesterday, it's okay if they stay up a little bit longer, is all I'm saying. I don't know.
I feel like as long as you are not leaving them up like.
Yes. In well into January.
Yes.
I feel like
first and second weekend, I think are doable. Yeah. People are traveling, people are going out of town, and so it's not always that easy. So I would say you get a 2-week grace period. I'm definitely going to have him down before we have this party, so it's not like, I mean, we're getting there. So anyway, I think he thought he was being super helpful, but it was just the most annoying thing.
I'm sure he did, because in all honesty, that would typically probably be something that bothers you.
Right.
Like if they're up for too long. But
yes.
I mean, you have a lot going on. Also,
and meanwhile, like no one is helping with like, there's like, they see my laundry like going up, the kids are running around like crazy.
The neighbors can't see your laundry though.
No, just my family members. And so I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, he comes in and he's like, do you want me to chop the lettuce? I was like, no, I don't want you to, no. And he's like, well, what do you need me to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know right now. I don't know. And this is like after I brought the kids in. So the kids are happy at least because they got to go ride their bikes and they're playing and their homework is all done.
Like, make me a super stiff drink.
Well, we're not drinking during the week.
Oh,
yeah.
We haven't gotten to that part yet. So I'm unaware of what your goals are.
So I am like, so nope. I go, actually, go ahead and finish the salad. And he goes, okay. And I go, I got to go work out.
Oh, good.
And he goes, okay. He goes, is there any, I go, I don't even want anything. I don't care about dinner. I'm not even hungry. I ate lunch at like 2:00 today. Like just finished dinner and whatever. And he's like, okay, do the kids need help with their homework? I was like, the homework's done for the week. He's like, okay.
Already handled that.
Yeah. So, so I hear Jason come in, but I'm like, I'm getting ready to start my workout upstairs. So I do a 45-minute, bar and Pilates class, and I felt so much better afterwards. Meanwhile, I come downstairs, can't find your husband because he had to go get distilled water for his machine.
I bet he forgets, like, for me, if I were in his situation, Priscilla's laughing because Jason now has a CPAP. So it's like we always joke about how he's older than us. So we always make fun of his age just because the three of us, me, Priscilla, and Tony, are all the same age. And then Jason's obviously older. So by almost 8 years older.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's like just a year or two. So we like to make fun of him. And so we always call him old man, blah, blah, blah. Then he got a CPAP machine. So now he's an even older man.
Yes.
And now we're going to be grandparents. So he's like a real old man.
Super old. So embarrassing. So I was better once that happened. I was really exhausted. I watched a little bit of the movie that they all were on the couch watching. And then when it was Emoji Movie, I think that's what it was.
I don't think
and then, I didn't know that there was like, I guess I didn't put it together that there was a movie. I do remember you guys being emojis one year for Halloween, but I just didn't like, I don't know. I didn't put it together.
You're like, oh, they're just that cool.
Oh, they're just, iPhones. So
Androids have emojis too.
Do they? Are they the same?
Most of them are.
Really?
But there are some that are not. I think as the years have gone on, they've gotten very similar.
Well, as our fans said on our live, get an iPhone, Ashley.
Did you see my friend also said, yeah, get an iPhone? So like, he told me that he said that. I was like, well, I haven't gotten that alert. And no. Pretty soon he was messaging on, I think it was on Christmas, or maybe it was just before Christmas, and we were, in a group message, there's a bunch of us and I'm the only one without an iPhone. And so he was like, something, Yeah, Ashley, I add you even though you completely destroy our text messages.
I know.
He's like, it just wouldn't be the same without you, even though
That
I hate
green
it.
bubble. That green bubble.
Eventually it's going away soon, right? Maybe. They keep saying it.
I don't
I
know.
think they keep saying it, and then I think it's to keep iPhone people from kicking Android people out of their lives. I
Probably.
think
That
it's
makes
like, yeah,
sense.
they're just using it so that you guys will still love us.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
who knows? I think it is supposed to happen this year. I just don't know when, but soon, I've been told. Because they actually said the messaging app that I use, it's Samsung, a
Mhm.
Samsung messaging app that I use, and it's going away. Like Samsung
Oh.
isn't going to do Samsung messaging anymore.
Well, they probably spent all of their money trying to fix their damn refrigerators whose ice machines always break. Okay?
You know what?
Samsung, sorry, but cannot have your back on a fridge ever again.
I love my fridge, hate the ice maker situation. They do make great ice too. That's the
I
really
know,
sad
but then they
part
go
about their
out.
ice makers breaking. Well, yeah. It's not even that they go out, it's that they freeze. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it just stops making
Yeah.
ice.
It's
It
like
just
something in the
gets
fan or
freeze.
something in the back.
Yeah. So annoying.
Yeah.
So that is really sad. But I love my Samsung TV and I love my Samsung phone and my Samsung watch and all my
my
other
gosh.
my Samsung stove and microwave and
Well, good for you.
all
Good
of that
for
good stuff.
you.
I do love Samsung, and it makes me sad though because I prefer that messaging app. It's like it's not because I have a Samsung phone, it's not the app that just comes default. Like you're not defaulted to that app. But I like that app, so I have downloaded it and use it. And now they're saying actually they're not going to do messaging because they put so much into trying to get Apple on board with whatever our text messaging is called. I don't know. And they put so much, like, I think Samsung spends a lot of money on their messaging because it's encrypted. And with it going to allow the Apple and Androids to work together where it's not a green, not a blue, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
it can't be encrypted. And so I think that's why Samsung's eventually just dropping their messaging. But it makes me sad. Very sad. Just because I like the app. That's the only reason it makes me sad. So I'll have to get Google messaging. I don't want Google messaging. Google knows too much about my life already. Stay out of my text messages too.
Google knows everything.
I know.
Google
And I
knows
don't
everything.
like it.
I know.
I don't appreciate it. So yeah, that part makes me sad. But yeah, I'm not gonna get an iPhone anyway. You guys are still
Whatever.
gonna love me because it'll turn blue soon, eventually.
That's what I swear you've been saying that forever, though.
Only since last year. Last year's when they started
Only
talking
since
about
last year.
yes. Last year's when they started talking about early this year it's going to go into effect. And then I was like, well, they, who knows when, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then I got that alert telling me that I was going to need to transition to, if I wanted to have the same type of messaging or like similar type of messaging, I don't know. I'll probably just go to Verizon messaging. That's what I used to use. So
I know nothing about that world. I don't know. I just use my iPhone and I message. And I message. That's what
I
I
don't
do.
iMessage, but at work I do iMessage for on my work phone. I just don't really message much on my work phone, so it's not
Work.
exciting for me.
Okay, so past my bad day because I got myself fixed and I went to my room after I put the kids to bed and read and then went to bed. Today was just a very busy, busy day. And it sounds like you've pretty much had a very busy day too.
Yes.
So
Busy
we're
day.
we're a few more days into your JRFK Jr. diet.
Yes.
And how's it
Okay.
going?
It's going well. Couple of updates. One, I have needed to consume some things that I didn't want to consume because I bought NeuroGum before the end of the year. Are you familiar with NeuroGum?
No, is that like some type of sugar?
No, NeuroGum is supposed to help you. So they have different types of gums. They have gums and mints, and it's the gum that I use is energy and focus. It's supposed to help you, well, one, give you energy, but then also focus. Joe Rogan's like a big
Advocate.
yes, advocate. He's not actually sponsored by them or anything, but he talks about them. And he uses them. So I was like, you know what, maybe I will try that because, squirrel. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get that. And then while I was on there, I saw a couple of other things. There's like a calm and clarity or something like that mint. So I'm like, okay, well, I would like to eventually get off of my medication. Maybe I'll try that. And then there's also a sleep and recharge. And I was like, you know what? I think maybe if I um, wanted to try to maybe reduce the amount of medication I take for my nerve pain down my leg, that maybe I would need something because that medication helps me sleep. And so if I reduce that medication, then maybe I'm going to need help sleeping. Um, and then sometimes I just also just don't sleep very well. So I was like, oh, I'll just try that too. Well, they have I think there's stevia in it. There's like a couple of things in it that I should not be having. But I'm like, I'm gonna continue to try to see if it works because I would prefer to get off of my medication.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the calm stuff comes in.
Okay.
And the energy and focus, I would like to be more dialed in. So I have had that since I went back to work this week. I did take
And
that.
okay,
So
is it working? Do you think it's working?
I think so because I haven't done. Oh, Deja's calling me. Oh, she's video messaging me right now. Sorry. Um, so the reason I was saying that is because I forget when they moved her appointment to.
Oh.
So I think so. I feel like I haven't used it enough to really say yes. So I
Yeah.
hate to say like yeah because I'm also big in I really do think that there is like placebo effect to things.
Oh,
Like
sure.
I
Absolutely.
really think
Absolutely.
that's a big thing. So
Yeah.
I don't like to say, "Oh yeah, this is working." So
Yeah.
um I think, but we'll see. Time will tell. I'm still going to continue. I figure it's like such minor amounts.
Yeah.
It's like a chewing gum and then a couple of mints.
Yeah.
Um and then also on the calm side, I was so excited. I went to, per our last episode, when you were talking to me about like vegan cheeses, right? We talked
Yes.
about that
Yep.
on the
Uh-huh.
episode. Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, was that just a conversation? So I went to Sprouts yesterday and I was like, let me see if I can find some vegan cheese. I did not. But I did find, which you don't even know about it. I sent you a Marco Polo about it, but you didn't get a chance to watch it yet, so you don't know. There's it's queso style dip. It's not queso at all. It's honestly, to me, it kind of tastes like um it's not hummus. It doesn't taste like hummus at all, really. But it's more like a nut kind of base to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe I taste that a little bit like there's almond
Mm-hmm.
and almond butter in it. But it's kind of like it's like a queso dip type thing. And Jackson actually likes it.
Good job.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
had
so
something
proud.
like that. Who makes the one that you
I
got?
think it's called Good Stuff.
Okay, I've had one like that. I'll have to find it and see if it's very similar. It
Which
sounds very similar.
it is good.
And they have
But
like a Blanco and then like a cheddar looking or whatever.
They have a feta, and I don't know if it's feta and chives or maybe feta and cilantro. That one obviously has dairy in it, so I didn't go that route. There's another one that is like a white queso one. I can't even remember what that one is.
And
then
I
there's
want
that
to
one.
say the ones that I tried were cashew based. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
But I'll have to look.
You know what it reminds me of, kind of? Okay, I know I'm not cussing, or I'm trying not to, but it's not my fault. Bitchin' sauce.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that type of
Yeah.
texture and similar-ish flavor.
Okay.
Except instead of like a chipotle, it's more of a, I guess, a queso taste
Okay.
to it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. I
Good.
like it. So that was exciting. But I also found a Pressed has a calm pressed juice. So I got the little one because I was like, I don't know if this is actually real or not, like if it'll actually be calming.
Yeah.
But because I haven't taken my medication,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how long, because when I'm off work, I think I've talked to you about that. I get distracted and I forget to, like, it's not like a normal schedule type thing.
Right.
And at work, I am in the office. I take my medication in the morning. Like, that's when I do it.
So have you purposefully not taken your medication this last time?
It was just while I was out, because I was on vacation.
Break, yeah.
I was taking it, and then at some point I forgot to, and then I noticed it was a few days, and then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of doing okay, especially being that, I'm on my period.
Yeah.
I was like, However, I and this could just be a fluke, but so emotional. Like, yesterday I went to my life group leader. She was doing in this program at church, and they had commencement for her. So myself and a couple of our girls, we went to just to cheer her on and
support her,
congratulate her and give her some support. And so we were there. Well, the program that it was 2 other women, and then there were 2 guys. The guys do it completely separate from the women. But at the end, when they do the commencement, everyone does like a little testimony, and it's almost like a 12-step program. So you're familiar with 12-step programs, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So like they're like real deep, like, right? Like you go through a lot in those types of programs. Well, this is a faith-based, like almost like a 12-step program, right? And so they're going through all of this stuff, like all of this horrific stuff from their past and things like that, right? And so in their testimony, they're talking about it. And I was just like, I could not stop, like when my leader spoke, and I already knew her story, but I just like, her first sentence just makes me start crying. And I'm like, which, I mean, it like the stuff that she's talking about, it is very emotional stuff, right?
Sure.
And then a guy went, and I cried like a little bit, and then another girl went, and I like cried just like a tad bit. Like another guy went, and I wasn't super tearful with him, but I was still like kind of emotional. Like, just, I don't know. And then I go shopping, and right now is 21 days of prayer and fasting. And you don't have to fast like food with fasting, right? And my fasting, I was like, what am I going to fast for? What am I going to fast for? And I kind of argued with God for a little bit about it, because I was like, no, I should fast this. And then he like kept putting on my heart, like, no, you should you should fast this. And I'm like, oh, but like that, it's not a bad thing, right? Like, so I was thinking I should fast, I should just stop. Like I'm not big on social media, right? So I was like, TV, I should stop watching TV. I also am not like watching TV all the time anymore either. So maybe that's why he was like, no, but I listen to political podcasts all the time. You know, I'm like always in them, right? So he was putting that on my heart, and I'm like,
That's
but
why
there's nothing
Ashley's
wrong.
brain is like scrambled eggs, by the way.
Exactly. Like there's nothing wrong with the podcast, right? Like
Right.
it's not like I'm listening to anything that's like like there's some conspiracy stuff obviously that I pick up from there, but it's not like anything that's harmful or evil or anything like that, right?
Right.
So I'm
Right.
thinking like, no, like, and then I'm like, I'll just give up watching TV. And then it's like, you need to give up political podcasting. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll give up my political podcasts for 21 days. I won't listen to any of them. By the way, super duper sad, because the 21 days started yesterday, Monday, which is when everybody goes back from like being off for the new year. So I haven't had, during my time off from work, I've listened to a couple of things, like maybe some episodes that I hadn't listened to or whatever, but I've pretty much been listening to nothing because nobody's got any new episodes out. And so I'm like, really, the day everyone's going to be coming back, everybody's going to be talking about the Vegas Cybertruck explosion situation, the New Orleans terrorist situation, and I'm not even going to get to listen to any of it. So
Yes.
it's been a long 2 days
Yes.
for me. It's been a long 2 days for me. So instead I've been like, okay, since I'm not going to listen to, it's not like I need to fast from podcasts, right? It's that
Mhm.
like I feel like that I focus a lot on those. That is taking me away from focusing on God, right? So I'm like, I will start listening to some some preachers. I'll just start listening to some preachers on YouTube or whatever, or some of their podcasts, whatever. So I started doing that Monday. And they've actually been very good. But then, so Monday night I go to that commencement thing, and like they're crying. Then I'm at the grocery store. I'm obviously can't just shop because I'm a loser. I can't just not do something else too. So I'm like, oh, pop it in. I'm listening to a sermon, and the preacher starts talking about I can't remember her name, but as soon as he said her name, I knew it, because I had read her story. The Columbine,
Oh,
the girl from
geez.
Columbine, when they said, like, are you going to basically like, are you going to say your God's not real? I cannot remember her name. Do you remember her
I
story?
I do, but I don't remember her name.
I
But
can't remember the
I
name of the
cannot
whole
believe you're
thing.
listening to this at the grocery store, though.
Well, it didn't start out as that, right? It's like it's a sermon, like talking about like knowing whose you are, right? Like knowing whose you are. It's not important that you know who you are, it's important that you know whose you are. And so it's like this whole sermon, and it's getting toward the last part of it, and he says her name, and I immediately, like, my eyes well up with tears. And I'm in the grocery store, and then he starts talking about her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't have someone walk into the aisle with me and I'm just there crying. People are going to think like I've lost a family member or my husband's left me, or, you know, like they're going to
Yeah.
think something is
Yeah.
seriously going on in my life. But it's that I'm like, I am hearing that I'm so emotional right now.
Yeah.
Like more emotional than normal. And I don't know if it's because of my medication. Like maybe that kind of regulates my emotions a little
Maybe.
bit
Could
more.
be.
But I'm like, oh my gosh. So all of that 40-minute rant to tell you guys that I think maybe I'm more emotional without my medication too. Sorry,
Yeah,
no.
that's well, my suggestion is don't listen to things in your ear when you're at the grocery store. I just don't even think that's like a good safety like thing for you to put something in your ear when you're at the store.
I mean, it's
Like
only one ear. I would never put two in.
it still just seems like it also seems like you would easily get distracted from your purpose and what you need to get or what you're looking for or whatever.
Thankfully, I had my list, right? So I was fine because I had my list. But
Okay, so I want to know what you ate last night and what you are eating tonight or today. I'm just curious on this because, you know, your diet is interesting.
I didn't eat last night. I had my lunch I had late because I had to leave work early to take Jackson to the hospital. So I had a late lunch a little
Jackson's
before I
fine.
left. Yes, Jackson's fine. He broke his ankle. I think we discussed that before.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just he was going to see the specialist. So I took a late lunch and I wasn't really hungry. Then I went to that thing. I was out shopping. I didn't get back home until like after 10 because I spent too much time in Sprouts hoping that I would find some things that I can eat that looked good. I didn't. It was very sad. I left with 3 things from Sprouts. It was so sad. But then I got home. I did, and I shouldn't have because it was so late, but I wanted to try that queso stuff. So I had some chips, siete chips and queso. And I had Jackson try it and he liked it. So that was good. So that's essentially what I had for dinner last night. And tonight I'm having veggetti and meatballs. Yes. So Jackson, I did get Jackson some chickpea noodles. And he's not going to like them. I know he won't.
Oh, he will. I'm telling you, my kids don't even notice they do not.
I know, but your kids aren't, you know, like addicted to fast food and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like your kids are used to eating like used to eating healthier things, I feel.
Which kind did you get him? Which kind? Like the long spaghetti style noodles?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got linguine. They didn't have spaghetti of it, and I felt like angel hair pasta seemed like a little too thin for meatballs to me.
Yeah.
But so we're doing that for dinner tonight, and we'll see. If he doesn't like it, then I'm gonna tell him that he can have some of the, what do they call, zoodles, that's typically what they call them, huh?
So zoodles the zoodles that you get don't have preservatives and things in there. They're safe for
I
you
just
to eat.
make my zoodles.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
Just zucchini. So
Yeah.
I just spiralize a zucchini, which he hates. He doesn't like zucchini, and I've had them.
He may if he doesn't like the chickpea spaghetti style noodles, because sometimes they're a little bit harder, you know.
Yeah.
He may want to try the penne style. For some reason, I think they just are a little bit different, and I don't know if it's just because they're smaller and so they cook different. I don't know, but sometimes I just feel like those are a little bit softer. So.
And
maybe
I should have gone with angel hair for that reason.
Yeah.
I just felt so weird doing angel hair.
I know.
Like a spaghetti.
Well, very good. Your husband had soup and salad last night. And
you guys, he was so excited. He thought that he was going to go to Vegas and he wasn't going to have to deal with me and what I'm doing as far as eating, which Jason would totally do. The veggetti, like he eats when I make those types of things, he does.
yeah.
But he's like, I'm not going to be here, kind of thing.
Well, we are going to dinner tomorrow night because it's Tristan's last night home. So that will be
so lucky.
a little different.
Which, do you know where you guys are going?
I think we do. Yes. I think we're going to, it's a restaurant we haven't gone to yet, but it's basically not good food. I mean, like not healthy food. It's like Chinese food.
Oh, I'm so jealous about that.
Yeah.
I love Chinese food. So you'll have to tell me about that. I won't be sad because obviously it's not like I can just go right there down the street and get it. So that's
But
fine.
tonight he's eating like Whole30 chicken sausage in a red sauce, a Whole30 red sauce, and chickpea noodles. So,
Oh,
yeah.
basically like he's eating at home. What
Yeah.
red sauce are you using?
I can't remember if this one is, I don't know if it's Primal Kitchen. It might be the one ragu, not ragu, but
Row,
it's,
or
yeah,
however you say
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I don't know how to
whatever,
say it,
that
but
one.
whatever it is. Okay.
It might
That's
be
what
one of
we'll have
those.
too. But
So yeah, so then,
yeah,
I mean, he'll be fine.
just like he's at home.
We did tell him. So, okay. So speaking of 2025 and some changes, really it's more like chunky choices and just also being like cautious of how much intake you're into the bad stuff. For me,
Yeah.
I'm a realist, I always say, and I know that I can't not have forever. And I love food. I come from um a home that like loves to get together and celebrate around food. And I don't mind cooking all of our food. I don't mind not eating fast food or eat outs. I've gotten into a little bit more of the frozen foods recently with the kids being so little. But even with that, I try to go to Trader Joe's and find the healthiest version of something that they like that they can eat frozen. I don't do very many of them, but it is good fillers sometimes to just do little things and have on hand. And it's much better than us going through a drive-through somewhere. So I try to go that option if that's my backup, right? Like that's my reasoning. I can either go through a drive-through or they can eat this, which is a little bit healthier for them. But we were just, I feel like we were having a drink every single night. And I don't know, maybe it's just our home, maybe, but I highly doubt it. So I feel like, especially over the holidays when it's like thing after thing after thing after thing, and you're doing, school things and you're doing stuff with the kids and then you're doing stuff with family and you're doing stuff with friends and you're going here and there and you're wrapping gifts one night. So you have a glass of wine and a beer or whatever when you're wrapping your gifts. And then let's sit down and watch a movie. Okay, mom and dad are going to have, a beverage while everyone's watching a movie, and it just becomes too much. And so I just felt like, it's got to be toned back. This is way out of control. Like we cannot have a drink every single night. We cannot have a glass of wine every single night. We cannot have a beer every single day. Like no. And we'll go through spells where we don't drink for a while, but I love to sit down and have a cocktail. And we've talked about in the past, like, what does drinking versus like gummies, like what is like those two, like would you, it's healthier in a sense of like calories to probably have a gummy versus a couple of drinks, but I don't like not controlling my intake. When I am having a beverage, I can slow it down, I can speed it up, I can change the temp. Once I take that gummy, there's no going back, girl. You got that until it runs through your whole bloodstream, you know? And I'm just not down with that. The other part of it is, and I know we've talked about this on previous episodes, but I also, it's a social thing for me, you know?
Yeah.
I like, you know, being social with it. I think for Tony and I, for us, it's like sometimes it's our downtime and it's like our moment to sit down, have a drink,
you guys
recap.
it's not like, it's when you say like every day, it's not like you're like, you guys are just throwing it back all the
No,
time. Like,
no,
at the end of the night, you guys put the girls, like getting the girls
yes.
down, and then you
Yeah.
guys
And it's like,
sit
yeah, let's
together,
just
have a
have a
drink, and talk.
beverage. Yes, exactly. We rarely watch TV. If we do, it's, you know, something I would say when we binged Yellowstone, we probably had, 2 drinks because we were binging and we're like, oh no, we got to have another one because we're watching another episode and you can't not drink when you're watching Yellowstone. But but yeah, so anyway, we just were like, that's one thing we totally have to cut back on. And it's not good for you. It slows down your metabolism. I know that's why I've gained some weight over winter. It's probably why my husband has not lost any weight over winter or any other time. And so it's just changing it. And everyone can say, oh, well, just don't drink beer or drink something else. But calories are calories. And it's, like I said, it slows your metabolism down. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay away from that. And I was like, look, we've got to be good. Like it's just, we got to be good during the week. And even when we're having a rough day, you know, just that's not what we say. Oh, let's just pour a glass of wine or let's just, you know, have a cocktail real quick and just take the edge off. So finding another way to kind of take that edge off without doing that.
For you, because for you, working out is like your outlet.
Yes.
If you were like, oh, it's so stressful, like blah, 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 whatever, toward the end of the day, would you work out? Like, would that be something that you could use to kind of like bring yourself down? Because I feel like it's more of a like, I just want to sit back, relax, have a drink, like let's just kind of bring ourselves down kind of thing when you're stressed, right?
Yes.
Like let's sit here, talk, and have a drink and calm down with our beverage.
Yeah.
Would working out do that for you, being that working out is like a stress reliever for you? I feel like it's a different kind of thing.
It is. So like when I was like at like and I was angry, I could remove myself and do something. Now I wasn't going to go and like do crazy cardio and go lift crazy weights, you know, at 6:00 at night. I went a different route and did more stuff that has to do more with like breathing. And so I don't know, because for me, I feel like I feel like it's a no for me. I feel like it's a no for the end of the night. I feel like what I'd have to do is probably shorten my time to where I would do it maybe after the kids are home from school, after dinner's kind of prepped or made, and then I could remove myself, do that, exhaust my body again, control my breathing, and then come back showered and ready to like, okay, let's wind the night down. But I probably am going to bed, you know, shortly after the kids are. Not that we stay up super late, but I'm just saying like, it's probably like, all right, if I read, which I did last night, like I went to my bed after the kids went to bed and I went and I read, I'm falling asleep pretty quick. You know, I mean, I can maybe get 2.5 pages in and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm done. And so this morning, it was interesting. This morning, I did not work out. Today was my rest day, but I was like exhausted this morning, exhausted. And so, I don't know. It's just kind of a bizarre feeling. I feel like for me, having a drink at the end of the night with my husband and just like, I wouldn't have a drink without him. I wouldn't just like, if he's like, when he's traveling, I don't pour myself a drink.
Right.
I just go to bed, just pretty much go to bed, you know?
For sure.
Pretty much, you know, it's like, okay, okay, I can just go to bed.
I'm not going to, not like entertain, but obviously like, I don't have anyone to sit here and have a conversation with.
Right.
Might as well get some sleep.
Right. Right.
I thought I was going to be doing that yesterday. And then I was at the store searching high and low, thinking that there would be something.
I think you need to like Google and like put it in somewhere, like what you're looking for. Because I guarantee you can have it. You can find things. You just have to really do the research.
It's harder just walking into a store like,
sure.
oh,
Yeah.
let's see what I can find,
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
like you're never going to get it. There was something that I was going to ask you and now I can't remember.
Really quick though, what I wanted to say is I feel like, okay, so my brother-in-law and sister-in-law have mentioned to us before that they will drink non-alcoholic beers during the week.
Okay,
and
just because they like the taste.
Yes. And so they're like, but they're non-alcoholic, so we just have those. And I just felt like at first I was like, that just seems so weird. If I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to have a beer. Why would I have a non-alcoholic beer? I'll have a different type of drink.
And stuff?
I have to look. I don't know. But I happened to be at Costco on Sunday, and Costco was carrying these IPA style non-alcoholic beers. And there were two different kinds, and they were only 12 packs. I didn't have to buy like a flat of them or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I told Tony, I said, why don't you just get it? And then we'll just try it and see what it tastes like. And I just feel like, does that make me sound like an alcoholic that I need to have a non-alcoholic beer during the week? Like, no, I'm not like.
I don't think so, because I think that's more of like that social aspect of it that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, I mean, really, if you wanted to have something at night to drink, you could just drink water, right?
Right.
But it's more of the like, it's that kind of, you guys have a drink together, sitting there talking about whatever. And I don't think so. Plus, I think some people just really enjoy the flavor of a beer.
I'm gonna try it.
That's not me.
I know. I love beer. I'm gonna try it.
Wanted wine yesterday.
Oh,
weird, right?
Well, maybe you're craving sugar though, and it's just like one of those things.
Maybe
that could be it.
But weird. Why wine instead of ice cream?
Yeah.
So, because
sounds delicious.
I love an ice cream. But yeah,
I'll have the wine over ice cream.
I know you would do. Cleaning out the pantry, kept all the alcohol, because it's like when we have people over, I'm not going to be like, oh, we have no alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not going to get rid of the alcohol. It's not like that's calling my name typically, at least.
Yeah.
But there's a bottle of Dow that you gave me for my birthday, probably, or something. I haven't had it yet, right? Because I'm not going to go through, like, I would have to have it with someone. I'm not going to
drink a whole bottle
by myself, right?
Yeah.
And I just love entertaining, so there have been so many occasions for me to have wine with people. So it's up there, and I was like, oh man, like, I was kind of bummed about it when I was wiping down the counter. And then yesterday in Sprouts, I was walking through trying to get to the dairy section, and there's a Dow sitting right there, and I was like,
calling your name.
It looks so good.
So let me ask you, before we close up here, are you like planning on never having alcohol again?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think it's like a never thing. I think for now I need to
just cut the shit. Just cut the shit. All of it.
Get everything out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I definitely won't get rid of my bottle of Dow, because eventually I assume I'm going to be drinking it, right? But, but yeah, no, I think it's just a for now. I need to completely, like, food stuff, I do want to just completely, like, just not have that stuff anymore. But the alcohol stuff, I think that you can do a less, I mean, wine isn't the best, right, as far as sugars go, but it's not like I have to drink stuff that's full of carbs and all those things.
Right. So, tequila straight. Gross. Your drink of the future. Really quick, and I just want to say this too, and this is my other thing, is I think part of my biggest problem with chunky choices and with everything is I have not been drinking enough water. And that is a huge, huge problem because I know when I'm on my water intake and I'm drinking like you're supposed to. You're supposed to be drinking those 2 gallons of water. Even if I have 1 gallon of water a day, it makes a huge difference in my eating and my diet and my weight. So,
Yeah. I'm like, as if the week's been so long already. It feels like it's been very long. But since Monday, I have not been having, as being home, it's so much easier to make sure, right? And then being at work, it's like I'm not thinking about that. I'm just working and I'm not making sure. Like, whereas at
right,
home, I do keep, my cup full.
right.
And at work, it's like I seriously today 1 bottle of water.
Yeah,
1 bottle. That's it.
yeah,
Which normally, even in the winter, obviously things are different, but like on a normal day, I'll have like 5 bottles
yeah,
of water at work.
yeah,
But yeah, the last 2 days have been awful.
yeah,
I wasn't there my full 10 hours in my defense, so, but one is still horrible for 6 hours or whatever I was there.
yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
Thank you.
thanks for listening. Thanks for swapping with us. We will continue on our 2025 journey. And hopefully, next episode, we can dive into our 2025 goals and
Yes.
what we've
I
set
know.
out
I want to
for
hear
ourselves,
I want to hear all of it.
what
from
we
you.
set out for ourselves and our family members and
Yes.
everything like that.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
thanks so much, guys.
Okay. Thanks for swapping with us. Segment music by Callie Grace. For more of Callie Grace's hits, follow Callie Grace on iTunes and Spotify today.